Hi, everybody. We've been talking a lot today about collaboration, and it's a bit of a funny one for me because I'm kind of collaborating with myself in my team on branding and UX because I'm the only person who is executing both. So I think with my talk today, I would like to just highlight the importance of branding in UX and show some examples of why I think it's really, really important for the products that we are basically using every day and that are forming our everyday. That's our life experience, if you will, not only user experience. A little bit about me. I work in a very technical startup. We focus on IoT, Internet of Things, wireless networking, internet access control, working from home, so smart home automation, so basically Wi-Fi management for different needs. And the title that I picked for myself, because it's a startup, is a design lead, column, brand, and product. And it was a very conscious choice because somehow, when I say that I'm only a design lead, people start talking to me about product, about flows, about user interactions, about user research. It's like, all right, yes, but not only. Also, people interact with products on very many levels. That's what I'm gonna talk about now. I actually transitioned to tech from advertising and from very many years in advertising. I used to work in like big international agencies like TBWA, DDB, Starcom, and these were my main clients. Worked with Coca-Cola like for 10 years, Volkswagen, Nestle, and I've been wondering why non-tech products look like this and like this, where people play with typography, where people know the word typography, where some interesting imagery is creating, right? Like some insights from our like everyday life, right? We almost kiss a burger before we bite it, right? So, and we can actually play with our logo, you know, to create like amazing images that will be forever associated with the product. Another example, very deep insights about people's struggles, real struggles, right? And how you can just go for it, just do it no matter what, and find your greatness. Doesn't matter how it looks like at the moment, but it's there inside you. And I created an image, what it could have been if it was a tech product. So, your absolutely generic happy family, your sportswear, of course. But the truth is that that is what it is in real. That is what we're interacting with. Like, please, I hope I'm not offending anybody in the room who works at the companies that I'm going to be showing today. Just to make it clear, because I do want to give like very real life examples, right? Because that's our reality. That's where we order our stays somewhere, right? That's where we go to, you know, to find a piece of paradise just for you. You know, like, excuse me, but like, it cannot be more generic than that, right? And I'm not only talking about like promotional visuals. It's very important to highlight that the product kind of follows that not only the visual is generic, the product is also not absolutely exciting. I hope you're agreeing with me here. Or something like that. It's like just from my company's competition, just a very huge, also Wi-Fi manager, very, very big, and saying that they're offering Wi-Fi 6 for everyone. I feel they're talking to me. You know, I feel that I'm the target audience. I'm everyone. I want to buy it. And so on and so forth. That's been a meme like forever, that it kind of doesn't even change the platform that we're using every day to kind of buy everything. Also, as I already mentioned, that it's not only about the selling marketing visuals, it also this genericness and this lack of branding and lack of the they think that it's not needed or something. So it also translates into products. So very, very often we can see that mostly generic templates and partners are used, and it's all covered with a nice story that that is what users are used to. Let's not overwhelm our users and give them this. So my theory, so I had to develop a theory for myself because I kind of can't live with this understanding that everything in the world at the moment is about tech, and then tech looks like what I just showed. So I had to explain it for myself somehow. So my theory is that a static product pays way more attention to how it looks, what messages it puts out, what connections it creates with users and buyers. And this visual is like perfect. It's like literally saying new look, same great taste. Like the product doesn't change. So the static non-tech product looks amazing. While a dynamic product, meaning tech product that millions and millions of people use every day, looks like this. And it's literally, I took this screenshot like yesterday from their website. It's literally saying 2024. Like, this is 2024, you know, just the realization that this image is literally from now. That's the recent image. And this image is brilliant because it shows both, it's like a marketing image, so that's the message, and that's the product. So it has both. That is our reality. At Gamegee, what I've been trying to achieve all the time is to create relatable stories around the product, to at all times create likable characters. We have a mascot. We have a very diverse, different people characters that interact and create relatable situations that anybody can look like, yes, I also work at home while my child is annoying me, like somewhere there, like, and the dog is asking to walk it, and I'm still working, and Gamegee is helping me with achieving my goals. And I'm really, really trying to make sure that these values, the company values, are translated into the product itself as well. So it's not only about that we have some, great marketing visuals, but that these visuals are at all times delivering to the promise of what they are announcing. Because I do believe that users long for a human connection to products. We literally touch our phones every day. we're like literally physically engaging with products. We buy, we sell, we travel, we do everything with the help of tech products. And I do believe that it would be great to have a little bit more human touch in tech. Also very important to mention, I kind of touched upon it a little bit before, is that, yeah, like usually you can hear, like we designers hear it a lot, that the UX is good, meaning that the usability is good, meaning that, yes, it is clear what button to press, it is clear how this form works, yes, like the user goes through the flow without any problems. That's what our user research says, or the user tests. Everything is fine. But how about that we ask if the human connection has been created? What did the user feel while going through these flows? That's why also, by the way, I don't believe very much in wireframes, because wireframes are exactly specifically about just going from point A to point B. What about what happened in between? What emotion was created during this interaction? I absolutely believe that competition stimulates good branding. Everything that is fun that has been happening between Coca-Cola and Pepsi is because we have and Coca-Cola and Pepsi, and we have and McDonald's and Burger King, and they stimulate each other. They're always like across the same street to give people choice, right? It's good marketing. So I do believe that Apple also stimulates Microsoft, and things are better than before anyways, like, right? They don't have to improve, if you think about it, right? If they have such a monopoly on the market, they don't have to improve. But then when competition arrives, they do have to improve, because in the end they might be just, like left absolutely aside. And my question is always like, why doesn't product branding just happen as a natural part of product development? Why is it never part of, almost never, right? I'm not now talking about like very, very positive and hopeful examples that I will present later, but usually, like Steph was already mentioning that, yeah, like designers, we always need to prove that we are worth listening to, that we are experts, you know? So I want to just go through a couple of things that I think like why it's never included from the get-go. So one thing is that there is like this common misconception that branding is less important than innovation. So what is believed is that tech is developers, and whatever developers are doing are going to bring money, and that is basically it. And then this element of this interaction and emotional connection that I mentioned before is absolutely ignored. Branding is marketing, so all the branding assets and creatives, they are with the marketing team. So yeah, you need branding, go to marketing. Yeah, another one. So it's never seen as part of product development, really. A superior product will naturally attract users. Yeah, so there's this idea that if it's good, technically, and if it's innovative, if it's really useful, people will use it anyways. And the last one is flashy products with bold branding are over-promising. So there is this idea that if it's too sleek, too beautiful, probably they are lying, probably they will not deliver what they're promising. So this is my reaction to this, to the previous statement. So branding is secondary to innovation. I think that branding is a tool to express innovation. And here I'm going to go with the amazing examples from the tech teams that are making an incredible effort in branding, and they're succeeding, and they are loved by millions of users. And when your approach to your product and to your connection to your users is like this, looking like this, when you see that it's not only like beautiful color scheme or like beautiful creative assets, but that it's also translated into the product itself, that the users are interacting with, that it's not created simply in a marketing team and it's left there, then you create this holistic image of a brand, of a tech brand for users. Branding is marketing. So I think that branding aligns everything that is to do with product. As we can see from this example from Figma, their branding is really very fancy, very modern, let's say. It's like crazy and crazy fonts and crazy colors, but then we know that Figma delivers. So this is important, that you promise and then you deliver. Everybody loves Figma. Everybody admits that it's really nice to work with it, and they really think of usability. And this is actually reflected in the promise, and then the promise is delivered, and then this incredibly positive image is created. A superior product will naturally attract users. Well, sure, until a more user-connected competition arrives. What I already mentioned about competition, where when Airbnb rebranded to what we all know until now, it was basically a revolution, because it was not only beautiful images, it was also a beautiful website, beautiful interactions, where everything is thought through, and it's exactly where you, even if you don't think about finding somebody's apartment, you still want to go to their website and do it there rather than to the other company that I already showed before, where you can book your trips. And flashy products with bold branding are over-promising. I believe that branding is the transparency of product capabilities, limitations, and the company's mission. These are the social media screenshots from Slack. They're extremely open about the processes that are going on in their company, about about something that is going wrong. They're just sharing it, and it's all branded beautifully, and the product is beautiful, very nice to use, and that is exactly what creates this connection and this trust with their users. Another thing that I would like to emphasize closer to the end of my talk is that users are human beings, and we do love aesthetics. When people separate UX and UI, I laugh inside. Well, it's like UI can be existing separately, and as if it's not part of the user experience. I thought that is what we've been talking about all along, the user experience. It cannot be separated from the user interface. So at Gamegee, what I did when I finalized the brand book with obviously all the color palettes, illustrations, animations, marketing materials, I made sure that these aesthetics are fully translatable into the design system and into the user interface, and of course, again, coming back to the beginning, to the user experience. I think branding is user experience.
Thank you very much. Thanks, everyone. We have about 4 or 5 minutes in which to ask a few questions. There's one here. Any others? 1, 2, Okay, and a tentative third there from Gareth. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I don't even know one.
Hey, so thank you for that. So I'm also in a startup. We are a salary benchmarking. We have a salary benchmarking tool, and it's not the most fun tool ever. So I'm a big fanatic of making sure the branding is really slick. But how do you convince like your senior leadership team that it's a really good investment?
You need to use data. Basically, you need to find data. That's what I did. Sorry. It was like pretty recent. The rebranding in my startup happened like around 1.5 years ago. So it's like all with fresh memories. I even took some slides from my presentation for my stakeholders for today's presentation. So you need to use data. You need to find even better competitors who rebranded and skyrocketed. For example, if you take Miro, they used to be, what was it, something board, they were called, and they had some users, and after their rebranding, they just absolutely skyrocketed. And it's a given, it's a fact. You cannot go around it. So when you show data and prove to your stakeholders, well, they have to admit it, that yes, it is true, and before rebranding it was worse, and after it was better. So that is just truth. Of course, what I can say is that, like, okay, there are some companies that are running with the same branding, like, for years and years and years, and they're fine. But one thing is to be fine, and another thing is to be a rock star.